Hey guys, get ready for some nostalgia. This time we're breaking down one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's classic films from his prime era. Alright then, no need for a long intro. Let's jump straight into the breakdown. And if you enjoy this channel, feel free to hit subscribe so you won't miss any other exciting videos from latest movie stories. The movie opens with a chilling scene. A brutal torture is taking place on a young couple, one of them named Joni, inside a suburban house. A group of criminals is ready to finish them off. Suddenly, the front door swings open. One of the thugs rushes over to investigate. While the thug is distracted, trying to grab something from the fridge, the mysterious figure strikes. In an instant, one of the criminals is taken down and killed. Without mercy, the figure wipes out the rest of them, one by one. Then, with cold precision, the figure covers the victims' bodies with a liquid that looks like blood. He takes photos of them, making it appear as if they were the ones who died. He then orders Joni and his partner to remove all their clothes, jewelry, and identification, and puts everything onto the corpses he brought in his car. No one knows who those bodies originally belonged to. It's an insane plan. He slips the photos of Joni and his partner into the pocket of one of the dead criminals. The figure then immediately calls the police, telling them that the criminals managed to kill the victims and ended up shooting each other. It's a cover story delivered with total confidence.
The murder at 232 Alton Drive.
He doesn't stop there. Joni's entire house is burned to the ground to erase every trace of evidence. With one of the criminals' bodies loaded into his car, the mysterious figure slips away, escaping just moments before the police arrive at the scene. It's a clean, calculated getaway. He once again wipes away any trace by disposing of the vehicle evidence. Joni and his wife have now been officially erased from their real lives.
Let's go. Come.
What's your name?
Easy, honey. I don't think he wants to be pen pals.
The mysterious savior turns out to be John, an operative working for Marshall, an elite security agency whose authority stands far above the FBI and even the CIA. John swapped the dental records of the fake corpse with Joni's dental records, ensuring the authorities would officially declare Joni dead. John's superior then informs him about a woman named Lee, an employee at Ceres Corporation, a company involved in developing advanced weaponry. Lee has become a key witness in a massive corporate scandal that could bring the entire organization down.
Top secret weapons research. Looks like someone in...
The next morning, Lee heads to the office. Her partner is already monitoring her from a building across the street. Lee puts on a hidden listening device disguised as her lipstick and a tiny camera embedded in her blazer. She immediately gets to work, slipping into the company's data storage room to begin her mission. Inside the vault-like room, the reinforced steel blocks the signal, causing her hidden camera to cut out completely. Lee quickly copies the classified weapons data onto the CD she brought with her. When the transfer finishes and she realizes she still has a few extra seconds, she slips in a second disc and makes another copy of the weapons files before heading out. The guard there tells Lee that her boss wants to see her. Mr. William, the man in charge, already knows what she just did, and even knows exactly where she hid her surveillance camera. Cornered and terrified of the consequences, Mr. William chooses to end his own life. Lee immediately makes a run for it, escaping the building with the help of her friend.
Welcome to Cyrus Corporation.
The FBI decides to hand the CD over to another contact, knowing Lee still isn't completely safe. Meanwhile, Lee's case is officially transferred to John.
We got it. If Cyrus is selling weapons technology...
But on the other side, the person who received the CD ends up giving that evidence back to the FBI. At this point, it becomes clear. Someone inside the FBI is involved and playing a part in this whole scandal. Once she arrives home, Lee immediately notices from a distance that FBI agents are watching her house. Feeling the pressure, she quickly goes inside and opens the copied CD on her computer. But strangely, the file won't open at all. Worse, her attempt to access it is detected directly by Ceres employees. Panic rises. Lee wastes no time and immediately reports what happened to her neighbor. One of the FBI agents who had been watching the house was found murdered. A shadowy group was now observing the place from a distance. It turned out Lee wasn't alone there. He was with his girlfriend.
Look at me, it's getting a lot easier.
Just as the assassin prepared to kill Lee with his see-through weapon, John suddenly appeared, disguised as a balloon vendor, causing the killer to pause. But only moments later, the assassin resumed firing at Lee's house. Lee was saved by John, but unfortunately, Lee's girlfriend was not. Another assailant fired a nail bomb into Lee's house, and the blast struck John's arm. Cornered and out of options, John quickly came up with an idea. He used the gas line to create an explosion.
The fuse.
John and Lee managed to get out of there.
Now keep you that way.
John will try to hide Lee from everyone until the trial arrives.
I still want to put them away.
The higher-ups at Ceres grew nervous, knowing Lee was still alive and holding evidence of their crimes. The deputy minister, who was secretly involved, wanted the situation handled immediately. No matter the risk, Lee's earlier phone call to her neighbor, Isaac, was traced. When they discovered Isaac was actually a reporter, the deputy minister panicked. He couldn't let the story leak. He ordered his men to find Isaac at his safe house and kill him before he had a chance to talk.
Chiefs are ready, Mr. Undersecretary.
Scene shifts to John burning all of Lee's identification, erasing every trace that could lead anyone to her.
Sleep. You leave it on.
The next morning, John visited a woman he had helped in the past. Her name was Mei Ling, and she had the ability to forge new identities. Once everything was finished, Lee officially received her new name, Deborah Elliott. John also left her with an important message. If anyone threatened her while claiming to be him or anyone else, Deborah should immediately go to a crowded public place. As a precaution, John gave her a firearm for self-defense, since he had to return to work as usual. Just as John was about to leave to rescue another witness, another federal agent informed him that Isaac had already been killed. The news immediately changed the atmosphere. Along with the federal agents, they brought a new recruit named Monroe, who looked both eager and nervous as they prepared to move out. When they finally arrived, the witness they were supposed to rescue turned out to be a woman named Allison.
Gentlemen, here you go.
John managed to take down 2 of the attackers on the upper floor. As Robert rescued the captive, he seemed to recognize one of the attackers. Without hesitation, Robert shot the attacker right in the head. Then, using the attacker's own gun, Robert shot Allison, eliminating the witness. Allison was killed instantly. John arrived shortly after, and was shocked to see the witness dead, but he immediately grew suspicious of the situation. One of the federal agents slipped a photo of Lee into the pocket of the dead attacker, signaling to John that the assailant had been hunting her Robert, then asked John where Lee was, worried that she must be in danger. Aware of Robert's cunning, John lied, telling him that Lee was living in Atlanta.
Where is she?
Atlanta.
On the plane, due to a lapse in caution, John drank water that Robert had tampered with. As a result, John became dizzy and lost consciousness. Just before passing out, he managed to text Lee, warning her to leave immediately. Then John finally blacked out. Robert immediately grabbed John's firearm and phone. Fortunately, John had already deleted Lee's number. Monroe, completely clueless, just stood there in shock. But deleting the number wasn't enough. They were able to hack and track Lee's current location. To make matters worse, Robert also killed Monroe using John's gun to frame John. When John woke up, he was in shock to see Monroe already dead. Then Robert accused John, making it look like John had killed Monroe, using John's own gun as evidence.
I'm a businessman.
But John quickly threw his knife and immediately opened the airplane door. He then grabbed a seat from the plane and threw it at the engine, successfully damaging it. John promptly jumped out of the plane, making sure to take his parachute with him. Robert threatened the pilot to crash into John. However, John quickly fired at the plane, causing it to lose control. Amid the chaos and flying debris, John managed to evade the crash, narrowly escaping unharmed. The incident caused his parachute to tangle around his body. Fortunately, John still had one more parachute left. The scene shifts, showing that Lee went to the zoo to stay in a crowded place. However, the other criminals had already arrived there, having tracked her location beforehand. Bravely, Lee immediately takes down one of the criminals. She then runs toward the crocodile enclosure, but unfortunately, she becomes trapped there. Luckily, John arrives just in time to rescue Lee.
Go. Did you go? Stay down. I tell you.
With his bullets running low, John shoots at the crocodile enclosure, freeing the crocodiles, which then attack the villains.
Let's go.
John quickly escapes from the scene. Once again, Robert manipulates the situation. He tells his superior that John killed all of his men.
Do whatever it takes.
John hides in a church. He calls his boss and tells him that Robert is the traitor who killed the witnesses and his own men. However, his boss isn't ready to believe him, yet John decides to find stronger evidence to prove the truth.
He's after my witness. He's killed the others just to prove.
John reaches out for help to someone he had helped earlier in the film. That person is Joni.
He looks rough. Please don't start. Oh, from the mob, yeah.
Inside the car, John gives Joni some medication to keep him steady for the mission, while planning to commandeer an ambulance to smoothly enter Ceres and retrieve the evidence. Scene shifts. Inside the car, the deputy minister scolds Robert for the delayed shipment from the dock. Robert promises that he will take care of everything.
I am the eyes and ears of your world, gentlemen.
At the heavily guarded Ceres office, swarming with reporters, Joni, disguised as a pizza delivery person, arrives and deliberately provokes the guards inside.
Okay? And if Blevins doesn't get it while it's still hot, he gets two. Can't accept any unauthorized deliveries. I got a bad heart and a very good lawyer, all right?
After being declared harmless, Joni takes the medicine John gave him, which causes him to foam at the mouth and have convulsions. Everyone falls into John's trap. Finally, the officers call an ambulance to handle all the chaos. John arrives, disguised as an ambulance worker. After John gets inside the building and immediately puts his plan into action, he runs the CD in Mr. Williams' office. John discovers who the buyer of the weapons is. It's Mr. Sergei, the leader of a powerful Russian mafia cartel. Shocked by the revelation, John realizes the operation is far bigger and more dangerous than he initially thought.
Tonight, midnight.
Not long after, John's position was finally discovered, and his disk was immediately deleted. A firefight broke out, separating John and Lee, but Lee was captured by Robert and taken away in a helicopter. After John managed to get out, he began planning the rescue and raid. Coincidentally, Joni's cousin manages the Baltimore port, the very place where the arms trade is set to take place that night. John felt he now had solid evidence and immediately contacted his boss to come to Baltimore Port.
Always be prepared.
Is that why you brought her?
Joni and his brother took down the port guards. John neutralized 2 criminals, and, while tracking them with his partner Joni, one of the criminals fired an electromagnetic weapon at John. Luckily, he dodged it, and the shot ended up destroying one of the warehouses. John made his way through the warehouse, using the criminal's electromagnetic weapon to take down his targets one by one. Meanwhile, Lee managed to escape Sergei's grasp by striking him squarely on the head, creating an opening to flee. John, full of determination, fired at the criminals with his electromagnetic weapon. Meanwhile, Joni's companion took aim at the crane operator, causing a container to crash down. Once again, Lee was captured by Robert right in front of John. Robert ordered John to drop his weapon and then shot him, leaving him sprawled on the ground. As John was cornered by Sergei's men while chasing the container, reinforcements arrived. Joni and her companion opened fire, taking down the Russian mobsters one by one. On top of the container, John fought Robert fiercely. In the end, John damaged the crane's chain, causing Robert to fall along with the container filled with thousands of electromagnetic weapons, crushing him underneath. Soon after, John's boss, Kruger, arrived. Robert was taken into custody, and Kruger didn't forget to thank John for his efforts.
Thank you, John.
The next day, after the trial, John and Lee got into his car.
She'll never go to trial without her testimony.
However, shortly after, the car exploded. It seemed to be just a diversion, because John had already been suspicious, and they managed to survive. They were relieved that the car carrying Lee and John had exploded. Suddenly, the driver stopped and locked the car doors. It turned out to be Joni. Disguised as the driver, Joni had stopped the car in the middle of a railroad crossing. Then their car was hit by a train. And that's how the movie ends. And that's the end of the tension-filled ride in Eraser. This film is a classic 90s action masterpiece, packed with explosions and Arnold Schwarzenegger's iconic one-liners. Even though the plot sometimes leans heavily on the gimmick of high-tech weapons like the Railgun, the movie delivers non-stop, entertaining action that keeps you hooked. The takeaway? John Kruger shows us that confidence is the best weapon. Even when you're set up and hunted by your own allies, you have to trust your skills and instincts to get out of trouble. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more classic action movie reviews. Bye.